All right, so we're gonna go ahead. I know that we already did number one, so we're gonna go ahead and do number two. All right, here we go. Ready? So again, what do I do? On the left side, okay, I'm gonna add combine like terms. So I have a 7x, and this is a 1x. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the 7x plus the 1x, which is 8x. Okay, 8x. All right, and then we have the -3, which doesn't have an x, and the +3. So I gotta combine those two. -9 plus 3, and you can do the T chart, okay? Because we're combining. The negative is on the negative side, the positive is on the positive. Who won? The negative team won, right? The negative. By how many? They won by 3, right? That's like the Tampa Bay is 9 halftime, and the other team's 3. They're winning by. Oh no, they're not winning by 3. They're winning by 6. Oh man, they're winning by 6 equals 180. See that? So now I want to isolate the variable, but I got to do something first. I got to get rid of this -6. And how do I do that? Yeah, I add 6 because that makes it 0. Makes it 0, add 6. Okay, so that brings down the 8x equals 180 plus 6 is 186. Now, remember, when they're together, divide them by 8, not -8, 8. Okay, so 8, 8, and then that gives me my 1x, and 186 divided by 8. Let's check it out. Let's check it out, and what do we get? What do we get? 186 divided by 8. Wait. Something happened. Did I do something wrong? Hold on. It shouldn't be that. Let me see if I got the.
I got that too, and then I was like, did I do something wrong?
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It should be perfect. Let me see. 7x minus 9 plus 1x plus 3. All right, 8x minus 6 equals 1. Ah! What happened there? Oh, you know what? Oh, I did the wrong problem. Okay, and that's okay. If you have one, if it's a fraction, there are fraction as answers. So let's go ahead and do that. You're not going to get something like this. So let's go ahead and divide the top and the bottom by 2. Let's divide the top and the bottom by 2. So let's see. 186 divided by 2 is 93 over 4. And I think that's your answer. But you're not going to get anything like that. All right? You're not going to get anything like that. But this is your answer. 93 over 4. Just because the fraction doesn't mean that it's wrong. All right? You just got to simplify it. All right? So it's 93 over 4. All right? So sorry about that one. Sorry about that one. Sorry. It's because I misread it. All right? Here we go. So now on this problem, I'm going to add the 2x plus the 1x, which is 3x. Okay. Then I'm going to add the -4 with the -29. Okay. So I can do the T chart, and they're both going to be on the negative side. So it's like football. They scored 4 points, and they scored 29 points. So the negative team is winning by what? 33. Right? Because what did we do? We added them. All right. There's no more like if their signs are the same, add them and use the sign. That's too many words. This is a lot easier. Okay. Equals 180. All right. And again, you're doing the same thing as the other problem. Okay. So then what do? We go ahead and add 33. So add 33 to both sides. That makes it a 0. What comes down? And we add 180 plus 33 is 213. Right? And then what do we do over here? When they're together, we divide it, so you do the same thing. Divide by 3. X equals 213 divided by 3. and it's a nice even number. And what do you guys get? Anybody? What do you guys get?
71.
71. Bam. See that? Pretty easy, right? So as if you know how to do this and you understand the all right, bam. All right, so what do we do? What do we do? All right, so yeah, we go ahead and little techno. All right, so here we go. Here we go. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna add the 3x and then the positive 9x. So 3x plus 9x. That's pretty easy. That's what? 12x. Okay. So now the negative 16 doesn't have an x, so I can't add it with the 3x nor with the 9x. I have to add it with the positive 4 because those are called constants, all right, numbers. So negative 16 plus 4, and I'm going to do the t-chart. When you combine like terms, right, the t, negative 16, positive 4, who won? The negative team won, right? Right? Yeah, who won? This negative by how many? Oh, 12, right? You subtract. 12 equals 180. 180. And then again, okay, that's all. I can't add the 12x minus 12x. It gives you 0 because one has an x, one doesn't. I got to get rid of it. 0 pairs. I got to make it a 0. I can't divide until the end. So negative 12, I'm going to put a positive 12 on both sides. That makes it a 0, right? And then what comes down? 12x equals 192. Now they're together. And what do? Yeah, you go ahead and divide by 12. That gives you a 1x. And now all you got to do is divide. Here we go. Divide. Boom. Oh. Here we go. 16. 16. There you go. 16. Bam. So what does that mean? So I'm going to show you what that means. All right. So that means that for this equation, when you plug in 16, it's going to balance. That's why this line is a balancing. So let's try it out real quick. And I'm going to set it up. All right. So it's 3 times x. So it's 16. So every time we see an x, right, because they're together, it's going to be multiplication, and we'll put 16. Here we go. I'm going to set up for you. Ready? Go. All right, here we go. All right, ooh, that song was let's hear what it was gonna say. Ready? Ah, here we go. Okay, so here we go. So 3 times 16. Let's check it out. 3 times 16. I'll do it. 3 times 16 is 48. Minus 16, and 9 times 16. Right, 9 times 16 is 144. Plus 4 should equal 180. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add the positives together. So I'm going to add 48 plus 144 plus 4. Those are all my positives. I'm going to add them. So 144 plus 4 plus 48 equals 196. So 196 minus 16 should equal 180, right? And what's 196 minus 16? Yep, it balances. See, my answer is not 180. It balances, and that's why x is 16 because it makes the equation balance. All right, so that's all. That's all it's talking about. Balance, right? All right, here we go. Now you're gonna go ahead and do this one on your own. All right, let me pause this real quick. You're gonna do this one on your own real quick. So record it. So I'm gonna have the 4x plus the 7x. Right on this side it's gonna be 11x. And then the 16 minus 1, or you could do your t-chart if you want. 16 is positive, 1 is negative. The positive wins by how many? You subtract, right? 15 equals 180. Good. All right, good. That's your first step. All right, so there you go. Yes. So you're going to now subtract. You don't divide just yet because you still have 11x plus the 11x. You don't divide just yet. You got to get rid of the positive 15 minus 15. And that's going to give you what? 11x equals 165. And then divide by what? 11. Now divide. And then 165 divided by 11 is 15. Fitting. All right? 15. And there's your answer. So again, what does that mean? When I plug it in, 4 times 15 plus 16 plus 7 times 15 minus 1, when you do all the math, it's going to equal the right side, which is 180. All right, cool. So when you have a problem like this, when you set it up, you're going to do 0 pairs. So and remember, it doesn't matter which one, as I explained on Tuesday. Just pick something. So I always like to do the variables, but the smallest one. So the smallest one is 1x. So in order to get rid of it, I do minus 1x. Okay? Minus 1x. And that's going to give me what? 4x, because 5x minus 1x is 4x, plus 19 equals, that's gone, 7. See? So now you're doing the same type of, now you're doing the same thing you did over here, where you had 3x minus 3 equals 180. You're doing the same thing, see? Now, the variables on this side, now I'm going to get rid of, oops, sorry. I'm going to get rid of the 19, okay? So I'm going to take away 19 both sides, okay? Which gives me 4x equals, well, you can't multiply here, so you got to do the t-chart. So 7 is positive, 19 is negative. Now, who won? The positive team or the negative team? Yeah, the negative. Because they have more, but by how many?
12.
Because you subtracted. Why did you subtract? Because the signs are different. See, you're telling me the rule instead of subtracted because they're different. That just complicates things. By doing this, you're telling me the rule. Why did you subtract them? Oh, because they were different. There you go. So minus 12, and now they're together. So what do we do? What do we do? Vicente, what do we do, Vicente? They're together, so I'm gonna what? Divide by 4. That's a 1. So x is 12 divided by 4 is 3. But remember the sign. Negative divided by positive is negative. Use the MD man. Cover the signs that you're using, and you're gonna be left with the negative. Okay, and there's your answer. X is equal to negative 3. Bam. All right. So again, you're going to do the same thing. All right, here we go. So instead of using the x's, why don't I do, because I can't combine 4x plus 27, and I cannot combine 5x plus 8, because one has a variable and the other one's a constant. So then we 0 pairs. So let's do minus 8. Minus 8. That's a 0. So I'm going to get 4x. Now remember, 27 minus 8. So you could use a t-chart if you want. 27 is positive, negative 8. Who wins? The positive, but by how many? By 19, right? 19. You just subtract it. Equals 5x. Now be careful with this, all right? Because you want a value on one side. Some kids will do minus 5x, and that's okay, but that's going to be 0, and you're going to have another step. So let's get rid of this 4x and put it on the other side. So minus 4x minus 4x. That'll give you 0. 19 equals, well, what's 5x minus 4x? That's 1x. 1x. And then I could divide by 1, and that's going to give me x equals 19, or 19 equals x. All right? See that? So you could have done that as well. Let's do it the other way. 4x, and this will count as 7b. All right, so let's do 7b. Sorry, let me zoom out. 7b. Right here, we'll put 7b. Okay, so that's 7, and this is 7b. We're going to do the same one. 4x plus 27 equals 5x plus 8. So now, like I told you, I like getting rid of the x's first. So the smallest one is 4x. So I'm going to get rid of the 4x by adding a negative 4x to both sides. That makes it a 0. So now I get what? 27 equals 5x minus 4x is 1x plus 8. Now the x is on the right side because there's no more x's. So let's do the work on the right side because we're so used to doing it on the left side, right? You see that? We're so used to doing it on the left side, but it's okay. You could do it on the right side. There's no more x's, right? It's only on the right side. So what do I got to do? Take away the 8. Take away the 8. And then you get 0. And then you get 1x equals 27 minus 8 is again 19. And then I could divide by 1. And x is 19. Same thing. And boom, there you go. See that? 30, right? There you go. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. 19. Let's check it out. All right, so here we go. Let's say you pick 10x. And you're like, oh, just pick one. All right, because you cannot add 10x minus 30. So let's just say I did minus 10x on both sides. That's okay. All right, don't get scared and say, oh, there's no, just pick one. So that'll be 0. So that'll give you negative 30 equals, now what's 8x minus 10x? Right? So then I'll do the t-chart again. 8x minus 10x, well, the negative wins by how many? By 2x because you subtracted, right? So there's your answer right here, 2x plus 8. So now what do? Remember, you're working on this side because this is where the x is. It's not on that side. So it's on this side, but I got to get rid of the positive 8. How do I get rid of it? Yeah, minus 8 both sides. Okay, so that's a 0. The negative 2x comes down. All right. And then what? Now, don't do negative and negative as a positive. This is not multiplication. This is combined like terms. So I'm going to do another t-chart. Okay. Remember, this is not multiplication. That's a negative 30 plus another negative 8. So negative 30 and a negative 8. Now, who won here? The negative team, right? By how many? 38. How'd you get 38? You added them. Why'd you add them? Because they're both negative. See, those are the rules that when I was, in high school, I had to learn and I was like confused. But this tells me the rules right here. Right there, negative 38. Now I divide by negative 2. Right? So that's negative divided by negative is a positive. So that's a 1. Now negative divided by negative. Use your teacher, the math. Cover the negative divided by negative. That's a positive. And 38 divided by 2 is what? 19. There you go, 19. And that's it. There you go, and that's your answer. 19. Bam. All right. 19. And I'm going to pause the 2x. All right. Yeah, let's get rid of the smaller one. So minus 2x. Minus 2x. Remember, the x goes with the x. So this is a 0. What comes down? Minus 7. Don't forget that. It's a minus 7. Then 6x minus 2x, which is what? I can do the t-chart if I want. 6x is positive, negative 2x. The positive wins by 4x. And then minus 23, right? So the x is on the right side. There's no more x on the left side. Am I recording this? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I am. Oh, shoot. I am. Ah! All right, here we go. And then minus 23. Okay. So I got to get rid of the minus 23. I'm going to add 23 to both sides. See that? If you're getting it, follow along. I don't care if you're copying, as long as you're doing something. So here we have 4x. And then negative 7, you don't multiply. It's negative 7 plus 23. So I'm going to do the t-chart. Okay? So the t-chart, I used to call it the baseball game or the football game. So who won? So here's the t-chart. Who won? The positive team. I'm going to put positive. By how many? By 16. Yeah, by 16. You subtract. You don't add them together because the 7's not on the positive side. So divide by 16. And then divide by 4. That's a 1 both sides. And your answer is x is equal to 4. And there you go. That's it. Bam. All right, so that's it for that one. Let me see. All right, here we go. And that let me turn off the recording. And I'll take. That's it. So we didn't do a lot.